Just out of a talk this morning with Charlotte Mair, who's the founder of The Fitting Room. She's talking to Nick and Jess from season 25. If you're new here, my name is Janet. I talk about AI, tech and culture. And I wanted to share 3 takeaways which are relevant to you if you're someone who produces content regularly. One of the takeaways was just how intentional you have to be about building your brand. And don't be afraid to get expert help and assistance if this is relevant. So she started building her brand on LinkedIn. And for her, the main reason is she wanted to drive top of funnel for her agency. And so basically being everywhere without physically being in rooms. And so she worked her way to be a LinkedIn top voice, and she could see the impact that that had on her business. She then worked with experts around TikTok and Instagram. They batch film content. She has a session every month where she'll film 20 or 30 videos. She was clear that she wanted the kind of approach that you see with Emma Greed. It was really about being consistent and building that up. And she also said, because she was asked the question, what happens if you're smaller or if you're starting out? And she's like, just focus on one channel and build it to the best of your ability. It's important to just be true to who you are so that when people meet you in person, you're a match to what you are online. For example, she said her vibe on TikTok and LinkedIn is very buttoned up. She's very particular about what goes on those channels. On Instagram, you might find a more relaxed version of her, but that still feels true to who she is. So in terms of how that drives business, one of the examples she gave was where she did a video about TGI Fridays, and then later on they had interest from Deliveroo about a contract. And there you can see the real ROI, because with all of these things, it's about time, effort, consistency, and just figuring out what's the right balance for it to feel like this is going to have a worthwhile return for me. On that topic, Nick made a point that really landed. You can't get into social with the dollar signs in your eyes. It's so important to focus on community. And then it is that community, if you build trust and you work with them closely and you get to understand them, that will then tell you what products that they want. And if the products are great, then that results in revenue. So the revenue will reveal itself to you based on the community you've built, the trust that you've built, and you responding to what they want from you. The third point that really landed with me is obviously Charlotte is a black woman. She's highly visible. She's a public figure. We've had a number of years here with the racial reckoning, people having expectations about what people will and will not say on social media. And she drew the distinction between being the person who is on the streets with a placard and being the activist, which is useful. We need people to do that, but also the importance of having people in the boardroom who can shift and change decisions and make sure creators like Melissa Wardrobe and Olamide and all of these other people are front and center where they truly deserve to be. And she sees her role as being that person in the boardrooms who is able to shift decision making and put dollars in the pockets of black creators. So I thought that was a very interesting insight. Let me know what you think from this. You should go and follow her. I'm going to do that myself as well. As always, thanks for joining me, and I shall see you in the next video.